That's why I called Window World. They install beautiful, high-quality, energy-saving windows in my home at a low, affordable price. Lower cost does not mean lower quality. Shop around and compare Window World to other window companies. The quality for the price just can't be beat. In fact, you can now get a house full of custom-made windows installed in a day for only $29.65 or just $105 a month. That's 10 Energy Star-rated windows at an amazing value. Every window comes with a true lifetime.
WBZ News Time, 8:07. Time now for Market Watch.
Boxers or briefs? The question hardly matters to those who follow sales of underwear, specifically men's underwear. What they really want to know is whether men and their significant others are buying more underwear, because it's considered by some to be an economic indicator. Former Fed Chief Alan Greenspan thought so. The men's underwear indicator assumes that underwear is a necessity, and when times are bad, sales will flatten or dip as men try to stretch out a pair as long as they can. To the believers, underwear was a leading indicator as the economy started to recover from the recession that officially ended in 2009. Sales started to come back about 6 months before that. And there is good news now for the believers. The NPD Group says sales of men's underwear jumped by 13% last year, about twice the growth of the previous 2 years. I'm Tracy Junkie, MarketWatch.com on WBZ News Radio 1030.
WBZ News Time, 8:08. Continuing our coverage now of the Boston Marathon bombing. Suspect Johar Tsarnaev remains hospitalized as authorities waiting to have a chance to question him. CBS News' Adriana Diaz with more.
He is still not speaking. There are high-level interrogators who have been summoned to question him, but that has still not occurred. He was not read his Miranda rights when he was arrested, and the American Civil Liberties Union has spoken out against that, saying that he deserves to be read that and that he deserves to have an attorney, although they did go out and say that the events that occurred on Monday were horrific.
Tsarnaev is at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. He is under tight security there. An emotional day at Fenway Park yesterday. First Red Sox game in Boston since the marathon bombings. Designated hitter David Ortiz thanking officials and others who helped during the tragedy. Ortiz spoke rather bluntly about his feelings. Ceremony before the game honored those affected by the bombings. A special surprise, Neil Diamond showed up to help the crowd sing Sweet Caroline in the 8th inning. Sox went on to win the game. They've got a doubleheader today, day-night doubleheader at Fenway. More coming up in sports in just a couple of minutes. So there's a political fight going over the handling of Tsarnaev. ABC Stephen Portnoy has more on that part of the story.
3 Republicans in the Senate and 1 in the House say the military should take custody of Johar as an enemy combatant. The Justice Department argues the military has no role here and that civilian courts have a solid track record of successfully trying terrorists and sending them away. Authorities say the suspect in this case is now too weak to speak. Even when he can talk, investigators intend to ask him questions without first telling him he has the right to stay silent.
WBZ and our sister CBS stations will join other Boston radio stations tomorrow for a moment of silence for the marathon bombing victim. 60-second tribute airing at 2:50 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. That is exactly 1 week after the first bomb went off on Boylston Street. Also the first major marathon since Boston. Security, sympathy. London Marathon still going on in London. ABC's Linda Alvin there.
A moment of silence to remember Boston, and then they were all 35,000 runners wearing black armbands. Celebrity chef Michelle Roux among them.
London, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it today.
Organizers of the marathon here in London say they know of no direct threat, and race director Hugh Brasher was sounding confident.
A full security review has taken place, and absolutely everyone was adamant that the show should go on.
This year's security operation is all about making people feel safe, with lots more police along the route. Linda Alvin, ABC News, London.
And we do have winners of the London Marathon with Sports Now. Here is Ben Parker from the AceTicket.com Sports Studio.
All right, thank you, Doug. Yes, that's the London Marathon today. Sige Kabidi of Ethiopia winning the men's division for the 2nd time. He also won the race back in 2010. The women's race won by Priska Jeptu. before the start of the race, there was a moment of silence to honor those affected by the Boston bombings. Extra security line, the course, run by more than 36,000, many of them wearing black ribbons. Yesterday, an emotional day at Fenway Park, and it was an emotional win for the Red Sox. After Gil Diamond helped the crowd sing Sweet Caroline, Daniel Nava hit a game-winning 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox beat the Royals 4-3. After the game, Nava reflected on his big hit. Scheme of things.
A home run or winning a game is obviously nice, but the people that lost their lives and stuff like that, I mean, a home run doesn't bring the people that they lost back. So I think maybe getting a win at least maybe takes their mind off of it just for a split second. Once you do that, that's something I think we try to do.
The Sox and Royals will play a doubleheader today, including a makeup in Friday's game, which was postponed. The first game starts this afternoon at Fenway at 1:35. After a one-day postponement, hockey returned to the Garden. The Bruins and Penguins playing yesterday. Pittsburgh winning the game 3-2. It gives the Penguins home ice through the Eastern Conference playoffs. The Bruins with just 5 games left in the regular season. This afternoon, by the way, the Bruins rescheduled their annual Fan Appreciation Day for next Sunday. Celtics lost Game 1 of their first-round playoff series against the Knicks yesterday, 85-78. Celtics scoring just 8 points in the fourth quarter as they lose Game 1. Game 2 Tuesday night in New York. Major League Soccer Revolution lost to the New York Red Bulls 4-1. I'm Ben Tucker, WBZ Sports.
Whatever they thought they could ultimately achieve, they've already failed. They failed because the people of Boston refuse to be intimidated.
This is WBZ News Radio 1030.
WBZ News Time 8:13. Traffic and weather together. The Subaru dealers of New England all-wheel drive. Traffic on the 3. Nicole Davis, how do things look out there?
You know, Doug, it's a quiet one. That's how we like it. This traffic brought to us by Subway at downtown low, the Callahan Tunnel. You could see a bit of a minor slowdown. They've got a right-lane restriction in place because they're out there doing some manhole repairs. So keep in mind, again, through the Callahan could see a little bit of a slowdown, but nothing all that serious. Now, the Mass Pike eastbound, if you're planning on heading toward Copley Square, keep in mind, many streets around Copley Square are still shut down, including a large chunk of Boylston Street, and the off-ramp to Copley Square is still shut down until further notice. Same with the Green Line Copley Station. So if you have to access the Copley Square area that is accessible, get off at the Arlington or the Hines Convention Center exit. Lower deck of 93 is okay. Lever connector not too bad. West of town, nothing happening on the Pike. Routes 2 or 9. North end of town is pretty good on 495 and 128. 393 and 95 still wide open into and out of the Granite State. Same with Route 1 through Chelsea and Danvers. South of town, the expressway remains quiet. Same with 3, 24, and 95. Next report at 8:23 on WBZ's Traffic on the 3s. This April at Subway, get a free 6-inch sub when you buy any 6-inch sub before 9 a.m. From the irresistible steak, egg white, and cheese to the tender turkey breast. April only. Subway, eat fresh.
WBZ News Time 8:15. Time to check the 4-day AccuWeather forecast. And meteorologist Brian Thompson is here with us now. Brian, looks like a pretty decent but cool Sunday in store.
It is, Doug. It's certainly cool out there this morning. Temperatures still running in the 30s to around 40, and we're going to struggle to get to 50 today. The good news is we're going to have that sunshine, and the wind not as strong as we get into the afternoon. That's good news. It's going to make it feel a little bit better out there, but still chilly tonight. Low 31 in the suburbs to 37 downtown, as well as a mainly clear sky. Tomorrow we'll have a few more clouds around, and we're also going to get an east wind developing off of the Atlantic, so especially if you're near the water, that breeze is going to feel chilly at times, with the high, again, very close to the 50-degree mark. And by Tuesday, as the storm system comes up the coast, so we're going to see some rain or drizzle at times. It's going to be cloudy, raw, kind of a cool day, a high just 46 degrees. We do a rebound nicely Wednesday, back up to 60 degrees, despite clouds and a few breaks of sunshine. I'm back here with the meteorologist Brian Thompson, WB.